Co-main event on the Fox card, we're going to have Rose Namajunas fighting Michelle Waterson. This will be a battle between two of the latest people who had knocked off Paige Van Zant. Both of these girls are towards the top of their division. Michelle Waterson had come in from Invicta, moved up a weight class from atomweight, has looked impressive ever since. I believe she's undefeated in the UFC at strawweight. Rose Namajunas had found herself one fight away from the title shot against Karolina Kowalkiewicz, ended up losing that one. I believe it was a 29-28 decision on all three judges' scorecards. So she was able to hang tough with Karolina, who again had a pretty tough fight with Joanna when she got there, but still wasn't able to get the victory. So this is going to be a big opportunity for her to kind of right that wrong that she had against Kowalkiewicz. Now in this case, it's not completely clear where the winner of this fight goes. So where the women's strawweight division is at right now is you have the champion Joanna Jędrzejczyk fighting Jessica Andrade. You've also got Claudia Gadelha and Karolina Kowalkiewicz fighting each other. Now you would think just based off of rankings that Claudia and Karolina the winner of that fight gets another title shot. But again, Claudia's fought Joanna 2 times already and lost both times. A third fight between them, I don't know if that's exactly the most exciting fight or the best fight to sell right now. If Karolina wins, do you want to put her back in against Joanna right away? I mean, yes, she had a few good moments in that fight, but it's pretty clear that Joanna was the better fighter. If Karolina is someone you want to build up, you probably want to give her a little bit more time than just to have her fight Claudia in the meantime and then go right back at Joanna if Joanna wins. If Joanna loses, you're probably going to have to assume that she gets a rematch against Jessica Andrade just because of how impressive her title run has been up to this point. Unless she just gets dominated and has to take a long time off, sort of like the Ronda Rousey situation, which I don't really see happening. You'd have to figure that that would be the next fight there. But again, either way, after this fight is over with Rose and Michelle Waterson, if one of these two has a dominant win, you could definitely argue that they should get the title shot over the winner of Claudia versus Karolina, just because Claudia and Karolina had already fought and lost, and both Michelle and Rose, neither of them have fought against Joanna Jędrzejczyk yet. But if Jessica Andrade pulls an upset, that can definitely turn everything on its head. So this is a fight where, at best, you could be looking at a number one contenders fight, depending on how the winner looks. At worst, the winner is most likely just one fight away from a title fight. So again, this is a huge fight in that division. As far as how I think this fight's going to go, it's tough. I think technically you probably have to give the slight edge to Waterson. Now, Namajunas, you'd assume, is probably a little bit bigger than Waterson. Waterson, again, you'd figure if the UFC had an atomweight division, that's where Waterson would be fighting. They don't, so she's moving up weight class just to be in the big show, and she's doing great in the meantime. On the feet, I'd give her, I'd say, a slight advantage. She's a little bit... It's kind of tough to say. I think Rose is a little bit better with throwing straighter shots and kind of getting direct to the point, whereas Michelle Waterson's a little bit fancier, and sometimes when you go for the fancier techniques, you don't always land first, and Rose is definitely a quick striker. On the ground, they're both pretty smart, pretty technical at it. I would say that Michelle probably has a slight edge there, but it's not really one where I'd imagine that if this fight goes to the ground, that it's going to be kind of like the Michelle Waterson versus Paige Van Zant fight, where she just was able to be more technical and just work her way right through. I think this would be one where their skills almost kind of like counteract each other, and it doesn't really go anywhere from there. So this fight seems like one where it's probably going to be a striking match. Both fighters are probably going to get their shots off, get some good shots off. I'd have to give the slight edge to Waterson, but again, this is a really tough fight. It's a tough one to pick, and I'm really excited to see it just because of that. Anytime you have a fight like this where it's so closely contested and it's so tough to tell who you think's going to win, those fights are always the fun ones to watch.